Yo, what's good, man? Back live streaming 2K, man. It's been a minute since I've been on 2K. It's not for any bad reason or anything like that. It's just, I just haven't been in the mood to play 2K. I just haven't, and I've been too busy with other things to be playing 2K, honestly. But, oh, what was that? What was that button? Oh, I never pressed that button before. Okay. But we here, man. We're gonna go ahead with the generics. Hope everybody's doing well, man. Playing God of War has really opened my eyes to a lot of things, man. It's like we get so caught up in what we think and, our reactions to other people's actions, or we get caught up into the, the motions of life, where we're not really, if you're not grounded in the fundamentals of your values and your morals, that you'll change and you'll become something that you're not, or become something that you don't want to be. Caught myself trying to be something that I'm not, caught myself going back to like being like everybody else and doing things for the reasons that everybody else do it. You gotta have your own reasons to do things, man. I can't do things based off of what other people think. I'm starting to realize that in life. Just like basketball, a lot of people play basketball for the love of the game. And then you got people that play it for the fame. And then you got people that play it for the money, All the great reasons to actually enjoy a sport, right? But what's going to give you the edge to be better than everybody else? It's not going to be money. It's not going to be, it can't be the love for it, but just because you love something don't mean you want to be the best at it. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to understand that with like people as well, y'all. Just because you love someone don't mean you're trying to be the best for that person. You gotta want to see people win. You gotta want to elevate them. And I got like friends and stuff, right? They trying to get elevated as well. You know what I mean? And I don't even want to say elevated. They want to actually, enhance their lives with somebody else. And enhancing your life with somebody else is a hard thing. just doing life by yourself is hard, and a lot of us want to add on other pieces. Like even with a team, like anybody can play one-on-one. One-on-one is cool. That's why I say one-on-one don't matter, because there is no championship with one-on-one. Yeah, you can make money, worry about yourself, right? And like every man is judged based off what he does with a team. Everybody's like, yeah, Jordan got all these scoring titles, right? He has all those individual awards, right? But the thing that people care about the most is those 6 rings. And it's like we automatically just think that because he's that star that he's the leader of a team, and that's not the case. It's not the case, and that shows in his second career, y'all. It really does show in his second career. And I wanna compare 2 different players, Magic and Jordan. I want to compare them because it's like Jordan gets all these accolades for being this great leader, right? He get all these accolades of being this great leader and the best player ever. But he can be the best player, but he's not a leader. He's not a builder. He's just a finisher and a scorer. He go get his, but he doesn't know how to build. And when I say he doesn't know how to build, it's no gripe to him. But look at his team. He's been an owner for how long? And he doesn't know how to put a team together. A lot of people just know how to do it themselves. But they can't teach anybody else to do it. They can't. Or they can't put people in a position to do it as well. True leaders can, you know, examine themselves and also pass it down to another generation. You know what I mean? It's all about your contribute to the future. But Jordan did contribute to the culture. He contributed to a selfish culture, y'all. And I'm not trying to, like, it's a take. It's not him as a basketball player. It's just him as a person, as a leader. It's like Jordan's not out here. He wasn't out here teaching us how to actually do it. The Mamba mentality like Kobe or strive for greatness like LeBron. They was telling us to be like Mike. They was telling us to emulate him and be like him. Try to be like his name, be like his image, and be like his likeness, like the NIL. Basically, we was setting up Jordan and his riches. We was basically worshiping to be like somebody else instead of being like our own self. He was the symbol of greatness, man. Like he was. But was he really teaching everybody else to be great? You know, he wasn't. He wasn't teaching everybody else how to be great. We were just watching his greatness, and we was trying to emulate it.
We're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Yeah, they made some spectacular plays.
Closest thing we had,
to the very end,
the closest thing we had to
and that is why coaches preach about the
Jordan is Kobe. And the thing about Kobe is, when you're not the original, people will. Oh, I haven't played 2K forever. When you're not the original, basically, if you're not like the source of anything, you know, people are going to compare you to that source, which you are familiar with. The thing about MJ, I feel MJ was the first of his kind. And when I say first of his kind, it always, you know, the saying goes, the early bird gets the worm. And that's the I want to say that's the benefits of being an original, y'all. Not trying to mold your game after people or mold your life after people. When you're an original, you know, there's no one like you, right? And like you're marketable. And if no one's like you, that means people want to try to be like you to get your success. It's hard to be an original, man. It's hard to start something new. Because mostly, basically, when you think about it, most of everything is copied. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not the first, you know, dark-skinned complexion person to be on YouTube or anything like that. There was a first. The first people to actually do it, you know, to let people see that it's possible. You know, a lot of people can't do things unless they see it's possible. You know, being the only person doing something will discourage people from doing it. No one wants to be the original because they don't know what it inclines. That's why they say ignorance is bliss. When you just do something based off of what you want to do and not caring about consequences or caring about what people say or understanding what's going to come with it, you're more in tune to just do it, you know? But when you know that it comes with ridicule and all this other stuff and hard work, you don't want to do it. When you know the issues that come with a particular task, or you know that it's going to come with problems, you don't want to do it. Most people don't. It's kind of hard just sacrificing things, not knowing the outcome. You know, Steph Curry changed the whole game by focusing on something they said that was going to ruin the game of basketball. You know, when the three-point shot first came, a lot of people said that basketball was going to be ruined. Now look at basketball. Basketball is fundamentally ruined because you have a lot of people that aren't skilled at shooting will shoot people out of games. You know, they want to work on nothing else in their game. That's a lot of people. When they see something they want or they see something they want to do, they don't look at the whole picture of everything, you know. It's like people want to be specialists. And specialist works in a particular discipline, but in the bigger picture of your life and everything, you can't be a specialist, you know. Like in a relationship, you can't just specialize in supplying that woman with money, or that woman will seek other things from other places. It's like, well, I'm supplying you. This is my free throws, but it's all good. It's all good. It's like So it's like, well, I supply her money and I make sure her bills are paid. But what about her mental state? You know, what about her emotional state? You know, it's many things in life that I'm starting to understand that are more important than money. But money is the one thing that keeps us all level-headed, because in order to actually do things worthwhile, you have to have money. But it is true, the best things in life, they don't cost money. To me, they cost time. You know, the best things in life to me, they cost time. And time is the most valuable thing we have. You know, and you can't make money without giving up some of your time. And I think the one trick that everybody try to learn in life is to make the most amount of money without giving up a lot of time, which is hard. Most of the time, when you try to do that, they're like get rich quick schemes or something like that. Even becoming a good basketball player, right? It takes time. You can't just walk on the court and expect to destroy people when you got people that worked on their game for years. You know, the earlier you start working on your game, the better player you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? The more experience you have using your gifts, you know, the better you'll become. It's like, you know, practice makes better. No one's perfect, but practice will make you better. But, you know, if you have bad practice habits, will you get good or worse? You know? But if you're practicing bad habits and your bad habits are getting worse, you're not getting better. You're getting better at being bad. And it's always, you know, you always got to be fundamentally sound out here, man. Even in life, you know, just in life in general. It's crazy. I just get on here when I play my game. I just start talking about what I'm going through. Because yesterday I was everybody know I'm an Uber driver, right? And I drove this lady yesterday, and I picked her up from the hospital. And she called me like 8 times, and she wasn't outside. You know, you only get like 2 minutes to wait for your ride at Uber, right? So she was texting me and calling me to make sure I wouldn't leave her. And she was leaving the hospital, so I wasn't going to leave her anyway, because, you know, she was telling me that they was going to put her in a wheelchair and everything. So I want to say like 20 minutes passed by. 20 minutes. I was waiting on her for 20 minutes. And it passed by. And she finally gets in my car. They wheel her out. She finally gets in my car. And the first thing she says, like, just hard for her. Her legs were hurting, her knees was buckling and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that, oh no, she just having like knee problems. That's why she coming to the hospital. She just had surgery. No. She gets in the car. First thing she says, like, well, I'm sorry, you know, I got lung cancer, so it's kind of hard for me to move around. And immediately, like my whole mindset just changed. Like, you know, we talk about people that have cancer all the time. We call people cancers all the time. But I had a lady in my car that was actually battling cancer. I didn't ask her how she got it or anything. She said she didn't smoke or anything like that, but she said she had lung cancer. And she said that it's hard for her to actually move around, and she's short of breath all the time. And we was talking, and she basically, she can't live alone. She can't live alone. And she said she has 3 boys, and each of her boys plays a vital role in her life. And, you know, she said 2 of her boys live together, and they take care of her. She live with her boys. And it's like they gave up everything. Like they're sacrificing everything in their lives, right? So that their mom can be comfortable. It's like they don't date. They just go to work and come home and make sure that they that their house is paid for and all the bills are paid, so their mom don't have to do anything, because, you know, they want to make her life as easy as possible, which makes plenty of sense. It kind of like, I don't know, it kind of made me think, like, even if, let's just say you had someone, right, in a retrospect, and They paid all your bills. And I don't want to say a man paying all the bills. I'm just saying a person, because a woman can pay bills too. But in this type of world that we live in, we don't think about women paying bills. But I will let y'all know a secret. Man. I know a lot of married couples, right, where the woman makes way more money than the man. And the woman, actually, her name is in everything. We only talk about how we be in situations where a woman does way more than a man and she gets backstabbed, or the man doesn't commit to her. We don't ever think about commitment. When the word commitment comes up, we don't think about that with men. We always want to say a woman needs to commit and submit to a man. But we never talk about a man committing and submitting. The only commitment that a man really is talked about is giving a woman a ring to be his wife. And it's not, we keep saying that, right? But it's like the man also gets a ring as well. It's like he gets, I call it a shackle. You know, something, I don't wear jewelry, so I call jewelry shackles, y'all. It's not a bad thing. It's just like, it's like a chain around his finger. You know, pulling his finger, pull him everywhere he goes. It should motivate him to be great, motivate him to be better. I don't really think that ring signifies marriage. It signifies a better life, better living. You know, I feel like when you find someone in life, it's not because they're pretty. I feel like it should be because they enhance you as a person. You know, I feel like you should choose people in your life. Friends, everything should have purpose. You know, even your friends should have purpose. They shouldn't just be there just for no reason. I feel weird when I be around people and they're like, that's my friend. She ain't no good, but she's just my friend. And that's weird to me. It's like you don't want someone star in your basketball team because they bring the whole team down. You're only strongest your weakest link. So if you got weak links around you as friends that don't want to be better or don't try to improve their situations, that's just going to bring you down. That's going to bring your value down as a person because, you know, it is. And I really feel like that brings your value down as a person when you have horrible people around you that don't try. There's a difference that people don't try or they don't take criticism well to be better. I feel like because I met you and I put time with you, that doesn't mean that I should be locked in with you like that. I think that's what people use. Time. Time is something people use. Like, I've known you longer. Me knowing you longer doesn't really mean anything, but what have we done? What have we accomplished together? I feel like that matters. I feel like the actions that we actually did together matter more than the time that we had together, you know, because, you know, there's a lot of people in this world, right, that you have known forever, but you have not accomplished anything with them, you know, and it's crazy because I look at people all the time and I don't look in everybody's eyes because I don't see anything when I look in some people's eyes. And it sucks. Like, when I meet men, I look in their eyes. When I look at women, when I meet women, it's kind of weird. I don't really look women in their eyes when I meet them if I don't think that they're going to have any type of significance in my life. But I do look at people in their eyes most of the time when I first meet them. But I say that because when I look at people in their eyes, I see a lot in people. Like, I don't hide anything. So when you look at my eyes, like my eyes, you will see the hurt that I've been through. You know, you will see the pain that I'm actually hiding. You'll see everything about me. And it's like the truth is told through the eyes because they're the window to the soul. And you'll be surprised like how many people really hide their soul. You know, they hide who they truly are in life, you know, behind this layer of facades. No one's really hard. No one's really tough. We have to act tough. We have to act hard. We have to put on acts in life. And I try to gear my life around not acting, you know. I want to gear my life around not looking like a tough guy or not looking like I'm rude or looking like someone I'm no one to play with. I just want to be me and be enjoyed and be treasured, you know. And to be treasured in this world, you got to put time in. You got to be able to benefit. People have to be able to benefit from you, aka use you to help their life be better. And that's one thing that I got away from. It's like understanding that the things that you go through are people. You know, they're always watched by other people, and it's not a bad thing to be watched by other people, you know, because just like a child, because we're all the children, just because you grow up doesn't mean that your way of learning changes, you know, but you learn by what people do and not by what people say. And there's a reason why we do that, is because we lie and tell the truth out of the same place. You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing my papa told me. Like, my grandpa, he said, how can you believe words when we lie and tell the truth out of the same place? You know, it's like they're not color coordinated, where a lie is blue, have blue words, and then the truth has purple words. He said the only thing that sets the truth in a lie apart is the actions that follow your words. You know, he said that a person that talks too much can be made a liar. And he said a person that speaks little can be known as the truth. And that's another reason why, you know, you're not supposed to make promises you can't keep or anything like that. I can't do that. Like, when I promise something, I gotta do it. Or if I fail at making a promise, I have to make it up. You know, putting your word on something is a contract. Putting your word on something is a contract. Even though it's not written, your words are the contract, and your actions fulfill those contracts. Just like athletes, some people don't fulfill their contracts in life, you know? So they put it, you know, when I say contract, your natural contract, your words. Some people, word means nothing. They mean nothing. And a verbal agreement, you really can't be punished by the world in a verbal agreement. That's why I want to say this. Verbal agreements are amazing once you can back it up. There's nothing like someone willingly doing right by a person, you know. And I want to tell you, I had a debate with a guy. I had a debate with a guy about marriage. This is weird, right? I had a debate with a guy about marriage, and he was basically saying that marriage is it's like a leash. He said he's been with his woman for over 50 years, and he didn't go to no courtroom or nothing to get married. He said marriage is like a leash. He said that it's a contract written that will hold you accountable for everything that you do with this person, which is true. And he said, why can't you just be accountable without being bound by a contract? And that made a lot of sense to me. But in my defense, I told him this. I told him that people are manipulative, and they'll always try to find ways around things. And he said true. He said true. So we didn't really agree or disagree, but I understood what he was saying, and I counteracted with something. You know, he basically doesn't, he feels like he doesn't need a piece of paper to tell him that he loves someone. He told me that he doesn't need a piece of paper to tell him that he has to be with someone forever and be faithful to someone, or quote unquote loyal to someone forever. He said he doesn't need a paper for that. He said that the proper communication and the proper actions to back up that communication should solidify you enough to be in a relationship for the long haul. But a lot of people don't feel secure with words. He said that words, people don't really take words seriously because of the past. And he said that's their fault because they stayed in situations with people that didn't act but just talked to them all day. And which is true. And in the world we live in, there's always two sides to the spectrum.
Let him breathe, all right?
It's always two sides to the spectrum. So most of the time when we meet people that was going to treat us right, we don't want them because we feel like that's too easy, that's below us or something like that. We usually go after challenges where we want to change people, or we want to try to be that one exception in a person's life that gives no exceptions. It's a way of us trying to feel special, I guess. It's a way of us trying to feel like we have some type of power, I guess. I'm not really sure about all that, man. I just know that decision making is very important, and it's like I will tell you one thing about me. I have poor world decision making. It's like I forget about things. I forget about when things are due. I forget about everything. It's like I need to write stuff down. Even when I write stuff down, I misplace it. So it's like me personally, as soon as I think about it, I gotta do it. Because if I say it and not do it right away, I'm going to forget about it. If you're not that important to me, or if it's not important to me, I'm going to forget about it. And that's something I've been working on. And it's like, and that's why I minimize my life to a T. I have one real friend who has many friends, and it's kind of difficult for me as well. And I must admit that it's difficult for me to share. It's like I'm not selfish, but it's difficult for me to share. It's like,
you know why I love my job? Because I get to work with you.
it is. Sharing is hard because it's not because I don't want the world to experience what I experienced or experience something that I created. Will they treat it the same way? You know what I mean? It's like my kid, y'all. As a parent, it's weird for me to share my son to the world and like to let him, you know, it's hard, and a lot of parents deal with that as well. Like when you see kids playing in a yard or a field, to have your son or child or daughter go play with them. It's not the fact that I fear for my child's safety. I fear for the influence that others will have on my child. But my child can't just be me. Just like one thing that newly parents that haven't really been together for a long time have to figure out. Your child can't just be your views. Your child just can't be your morals. That's why you're supposed to pick someone that has similar views, similar values, and similar morals to you. Not just because they look good, but they actually share the similar way that you view life, so that your child can actually get teaching from both and it be similar. Not the same, but similar. You know, wholesome. Like my son's a wholesome kid who speaks his mind, and he's not afraid to, be him or anything like that. He not really know about being stingy. He knows that everything is for everybody and you help out everybody. He's being raised to be a man that will take care of a family, not just financially, but also mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, and you gotta raise complete children. But it scares me because a lot of people that have children that I'm around, or a lot of people that get in my Uber when I'm driving, they're basically teaching their children how to make money, and they're teaching their children that money will bring you happiness, and not really teaching them the fundamentals of becoming a person. They're building the structure of a person before building the fundamentals of a person, and that's the only issue I have with money, because money isn't a fundamental, isn't part of the foundation of life. I feel like money is a part of the structure of life, because it's not a part of the things that were here before us. is something we created after we were created. You know, it has nothing to do with us. It has something to do with this world we created. So money, I feel like money is a tool. It's not a part of the foundation of life. You know, life to me is magical. Just like basketball. And talking about basketball, it's like I think everything helps everything grow. Like, it starts with the foundation, right?
Welcome. First up, let's look at the two guys who
We'll talk
are
about
each
this after
leading
this.
their respective teams through the first half.
I got 51
Shaq,
points.
Did you enjoy testing your star power against other great?
There's no way I got 51 points,
Yeah, but
man.
no one
I did not
outshine
score.
them.
I did not score no
Star
51 points like that. Missing all my free throws and everything. There's no way.
And now switching gears to our featured game, a phenomenal. And that is it.
I
for
really
halftime,
have
folks.
51
It is
points.
Back to Kevin Harlan.
There's
and the
no
crew for the
way.
second half.
There's no way. I got 51 points and a half. I did not score that many layups. Oh man, that happened fast, bro. I'm just naturally good at 2K. Like I just got on here just to talk some mess and lay something off my chest. I don't know. I feel like when I get on here and play, it's like my diary, man, or my journal. You know what I mean? I just reflect on life. One thing that I'm starting to not understand, not understand, but to now understand is why when people get older, they say that sex fades. Sex does fade. The older you get, it's not like physical contact with the opposite sex doesn't fade. I just feel like the urge to actually do the action of intercourse fades, and intimacy and comfort and companionship grows more. It's like, that's why, like, you have a couple, right? And I'll say this: I was in a relationship. I was in a relationship with a woman, right? I was 21, and she was a virgin. It's not rare. It shouldn't be rare to hear that, right? That you're 21 and a virgin. But she was a virgin. And I learned so much in that relationship. And I was with her for 4 years, 4 to 5 years, right? I learned so much in that relationship that helped me in life more than any other relationship prior or after that, until the most recent ones that I've been in. Because to actually learn how to actually make someone happy, or to actually help someone with things and not cloud their judgment with sex was different. I had to actually think about things. You know, I actually had to do things. It's like, pay attention to things. Because normally it was like, oh, you know, you make someone feel good physically, right? You know, they'll forget about everything. They get the dopamine in their head and they relax and they're good for a while. But the issue is still there. The issue, after all that feeling is gone, is still there. You know, let's just say someone is stressed about not paying their bills, and the dude is like, man, I got something to make you feel better about it. That temporarily makes you forget. It doesn't fix anything. It temporarily puts your mind on something else. And one thing growing up, I didn't want to just be a distraction to a female. I didn't want to just be a distraction. I wanted to be substance. I wanted to be food. And I wanted to be healthy food. I wanted to be food for her mind, food for her soul. I wanted to be food for her body, and along with her spirit. You know, I just wanted to be all around good. It's like, growing up, I watched a lot of people. I watched a lot of people, yo. And one thing I used to watch my best friends, yo. I used to watch my best friends go through it. I used to watch all of us go through it. And one thing that I realized is the people that I kept near me, we never gave up. We never gave up, even when we put ourselves in horrible situations, because we understood that we did it to ourselves. We understood that we gave someone a chance that didn't deserve a chance. But in order for someone to prove you, in order for someone to show you that they can be what you need to be, you got to put yourself in a vulnerable position for them to prove themselves. And the proving grounds is where we make and break ourselves in life, y'all. It's crazy because sometimes we don't get a chance to enter those proving grounds. Even when you deserve a chance to actually prove yourself to a person, you'll never get a chance to be in those proving grounds. And it's crazy. It's like I have a lot of friends that are females, and I never got a chance to enter some proving grounds with females that I felt like I should have been with. And it's like, even with my son's mom, right? I almost didn't put myself in a position to be in those proving grounds with her by being an optional person. When I say optional person, I mean I was a person that really didn't know what I wanted in life. You know, I was blinded by, like, I used to have this thing about growing up. I used to love light-skinned girls, like red bone girls, like girls as colorful as Young 33 on the Spurs. I used to just have a thing about it, and then it's like I used to have bad luck. And bad luck with those type of women. And then I'm like, okay, maybe it's that type of woman. You know what I mean? So then I started dating women of my complexion. Starting to try to date women of my complexion. It didn't work. It didn't work. So then I was like, okay, maybe it's not them. Maybe I need to go outside of my race or go darker or something. So I did that too. So my whole life I was just experimenting with people and things, trying to see what's good for me and what's bad for them. But then after a while, and when I say women, I mean girls. Like, growing up, boys, y'all date girls. My girl from middle school, high school, all that. And by the time I graduated high school, I understood that, I kind of understood that I would never be happy until I become happy with myself. It's like, I lacked confidence growing up, even though I accomplished a lot of things. And I'll say this, coming from a man, y'all, I used to use like work as a distraction. I used to work my butt off. I used to go outside and run. You guys, anybody that I grew up with, I used to walk my neighborhood constantly with a basketball. I was like, he's just trying to go be good at basketball. No, it's a distraction for life. It's like, I had a basketball. I think I only played basketball growing up because my father, well, my dad, my dad played basketball. And I felt that if I got good at basketball, that we'll have something to bond on. You know, I felt that I would have something to relate to him with. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming. After learning basketball and becoming good at it, and then mentally just becoming just in tune with the sport, you know what I mean? It got me nowhere with my father. And I don't mean nowhere. It's like I understand him more. Like I understand him. But do I know him? No. I don't know who he is. Meaning I don't know what he likes. I don't know what he dislikes. I don't know his fears. I don't know what makes him scared at night. I don't know none of that stuff. And it kind of like haunted me my whole life, trying to see like what possible things I can do to actually get to know my father more. You know what I mean? But then I realized that it's not my journey. That's not my fight, because my only thing that I can control is myself. You know, that's the only thing I can control. And I continue to pour in my father, like who I am and what I like to do, and spend time with him and do things. I'll pour into him. But you can't force no one to pour into your cup either. You got to be somewhere because you want to be there, you know? And sometimes I understand that I'm some places, like I'll put myself in places and positions and situations because the other person never had someone to sacrifice themselves to show them the way. And we live in a time where people want you already done. They want you baked fully. But I don't really think that
Allen with it. Non-stop scoring
you do your
machine
research
here.
on people.
Towns, the
And if it's
screen.
something that you really want, you got to understand that you're going to have to help develop them.
Yes, that goes in.
You're going to have to help develop them.
Miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and
Not many people put themselves in positions to get the experience to be developed. And a lot of people don't learn from their experiences to get developed.
To the middle.
Development is a choice,
Vassell, the pass
you
to
know,
Jones.
because you can
Minnesota
learn
with the rebound.
from a situation, but you can learn the wrong things. You can learn what will keep you in a bad situation for a long time. You can learn
Two free throws
what
coming
will
up, and they call the shooting foul.
chip away at your foundation of your values and morals. Like, for example, my first girlfriend I ever had, y'all. Like, my first girlfriend that I ever had. I was in middle school, and I'll say this: she was light skinned. Like I said, she was light skinned, and reason why I gave her a chance is because she was light skinned. She was pretty. And it's basically you and I watched a lot of Saved by the Bell, you know, growing up. I watched a lot of, I'm just missing free throws. I haven't played 2K in a while, but it's all good. We're gonna keep it riding. I'm going to be free for a good minute. So, I used to watch Saved by the Bell, Family Matters, Boy Meets World, all that stuff, right? All the typical, prototypical, you know, sitcoms, family sitcoms growing up. Even Step by Step, all that. Friday Night, I forgot what it's called. TGIF, all that stuff. And, you know, I was an athlete. And usually with the athlete, you date the cheerleader or all that kind of stuff. And I try to understand why. Why do athletes date cheerleaders, or why do people want to date athletes? For one thing, if you're an athlete, you should be disciplined. You should be disciplined. But playing sports, you realize that everybody's not disciplined. Everybody doesn't put in that work to be great. And everybody doesn't play the sport to be great. Just like people in life. Life is a sport to me. If I was like, how is life a sport? Life is the ultimate sport. Everything we do is practice for life. You know? Everything we do is practice for life. It's like, I have a love for life. I have a joy for life. I have a love for the game. I don't live this life to be a millionaire. I don't live this life to make money. Money is something I have to get throughout life to maintain. But it's not my ultimate goal in life.
And so it's Minnesota.
My goal in life, honestly, is to be a rock to the ones that need a rock around me. Even if you're a stranger. It started, like, Ubering has taught me that I am a rock. I am a mountain. And I am a mountain of joy. I'm a mountain of love, man. And when they get in my car, it's all good vibes. And they feel that. People get in my car having a bad day, they just express themselves to me. And I give them unbiased opinions based off of my experience in life. And I'm honest with them. Most of the time when I tell you a story, or if I tell people something about a friend, either I was there with that friend, or I'm substituting someone else for something that I've been through. You know, it's like,
And it's Jones with
the only way to learn is to see it happen. The only way to actually not have your generation or have your family set back is that you share your stories with the ones that come after you. So they don't have to make the same mistake more than one time. Because sometimes they will have to see it for themselves. Like my son, he has to see some things for himself every once in a while. But my son does listen to his dad. That's crazy though, that my son's 6 and he still listens to his father. Like, my word means more than most people words that he's around every day. And and that means a lot to me as a man. Like, for me to actually have that type of value, and for my words to actually have that type of value to a creature or individual, that's a responsibility that I don't take lightly. That's a responsibility that I actually, try to actually fulfill that contract that I made when I, you know, had intercourse with his mom and he came out. Like that's a commitment that I don't hide. I will never hide the commitment of being a father. Even like my best friend, there's a lot of things that I don't do with my best friend. We don't go out on outings like that. We might go get like some food every once in a while. We might go see a movie. But it's like I would never like put anybody in a position where they feel like they're more important than my purpose. My purpose is honestly being a high value, high moral character in this world. And I fail at it sometimes. And everybody like to try to point out the flaws that you have, but your goal isn't everything about you. People fall short of their goals all the time. It's like the NBA. The goal, right, in the NBA is to win the NBA championship, right? You got to make the playoffs, so you got to win a certain percentage of games. So you're not perfect through the regular season. There's no team in history in the NBA that ever went 82-0. The most wins that a team has ever gotten in the NBA was 73, or is it 74? I believe it's 73. I believe they went 73-9, and then the Bulls went 72-10. So you lost 10 times. So you got 10 marks on your record. And then when you make it, you got to make it to the playoffs. And then you have to make it to the playoffs, and you have to win 16 games before you lose 4. When I say before you lose 4, I mean like basically. And he can't hit the second. You got to win 16 games in the playoffs before losing 4 games in a series. Kept alive, Minnesota. In the playoffs, you can lose up to what, 12 games? If you lose 3 games in 4 series, that's 12 games. You can lose up to 12 games. If you lose 13, you can't win a championship. But you got to win 16. So you can go 16-12 in the playoffs and win a championship. That's not impressive, though. That's not impressive at all. But that's how life is. A lot of us are going 16-12 because every day is like the playoffs, man. Every day is life or death. Every day is win or go home. Every day is. Not just the days that you have things planned. And I get a lot of heat of how I view Christmas and stuff like that, but I try to explain myself. I think holidays handicap us, y'all. I think that because we name stuff and we put titles on stuff, it cripples our mindset. If every day was Sunday, and every day was just another day, and it wasn't like every day was different, every day would be boring, right? But because every day seems different, we feel like we can do different things on different days. But the only thing that separates a day is a name. Because the sun goes away and it comes back. That's all that happens, is that the sun goes away and it comes back. Try to treat every day like it's my last. And every day isn't the day that they claim it. Like my day doesn't start at 12. My day doesn't start at midnight or nothing. Like my day starts when I close my eyes and I open back up. That's a new day to me. You know? A new day is when I open my eyes or close them. Or a new day is when I claim it a new day. Like today's a new day. Like right now it's a new day. I'm no longer doing this.
And slam dunk by Allen.
Well, part of their game plan
to start a new,
block out the noise and
a new can happen at any time.
Oh yeah, they're doing a terrific job.
And I'm starting to understand that, like, it's like a person can change at any moment, but a lot of people hold on to the image or imagery that you have of a person. You know, if I was shooting 3-pointers in this game, I'll have over 100 points, I believe. But we're gonna beat Kobe.
Allen inside, hurdles there.
Yet another bucket in close.
We definitely gonna chase Kobe.
His points today.
San Antonio's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. Hayward is screen on Allen. And that one clearly.
I don't know. I don't understand that entertainment it trumps substance. It's especially on YouTube. entertainment trumps substance. But if you can combine entertainment with substance, you know, you can help people be better people. It's like, I used to watch,
also how you communicate with officials.
I used to watch,
I think all of that stuff.
what got me doing playing video games is one day, I believe I was 6. I was 5 or 6, and it was a Christmas, and I woke up to a Sega. So I just woke up to one. I didn't even ask for it. It's like we had a regular Nintendo. I think that was there before I was born, or before I can remember anything. And then we had a Sega Genesis, right? I never asked for it. And I played Sonic the Hedgehog 2 until I was blue in the face. And I remember playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and I beat it. I beat Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and it was probably like the greatest accomplishment I ever had. And then we put the code in where you can get to any board you want to, and then Super Sonic as well. Like all those things right there, you know, mattered in my life. And then when you get older, you get Dragon Ball Z, and he turns to, you know, Super Saiyan and all that kind of stuff. And then we don't really take all those things that they was trying to teach us, you know, mentally. We never do. We can always go to another gear, y'all. And that's one thing that teaches cartoons. They teaching us. We can always take it to another level.
So he's able to get one of two.
But we usually, when it's time to take it to another positive level, we hesitate. We hesitate. We worry about what other people got to think. We worry about what other people got to say. We don't really care about ourselves more than we care about the opinions of others.
And good, there's another.
He has been,
and most likely, people are just looking for you to fail.
He's now third all-time for points in a game. One for the ages.
You know, but if you continue to give them a reason to hate on you,
The pass to Primo.
meaning continue to beat the odds, you'll always have people watching you. You'll always have fans. Fans are not just people that love you and admire you. Fans are also the hate as well. Those are fans as well. Fanatics. Fans are on both sides of the spectrum, the good and the bad. And you have to take both. Because any publicity is good publicity. Because when you're not being talked about, you're not being watched, you can't profit off of that. You can't profit off of nothing. Something is always better than nothing. You know? And that's why I don't really hate on the trolls that come in my streams or anything like that when I used to stream all the time or anything like that. You got to take good with the bad, because you can also make a hater a supporter as well. A person that comes in and hate on you, y'all can come to an understanding. And once an understanding is given, they become a loyal supporter.
And really the story of this second half.
It's like
getting the shots they want.
I didn't like growing up. I didn't like Jordan. I wasn't a Jordan fan. Like, I felt like he got too much credit for the Bulls. I just felt like he got way too much credit for the Bulls winning all these championships. I really did. If I was like, how you gonna tell me Jordan is the reason why they won all these chips? When Jordan retired, they still made the playoffs.
For second place for points.
Like, they still made the playoffs. So they was a solid team. They lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Magic. And then the Magic lost to the Rockets in the finals.
Richard, last season,
it's like LeBron left Cleveland, and Cleveland was poo. His impact really wasn't that much. He was the final piece. He was the closer, but he wasn't the end-all, be-all for a team being successful. I feel like his impact should be felt no matter what. And it's like your greatness should be traveled no matter where you go. Like, the impact that you have should be traveled no matter where you go.
Minnesota shooting 69%, showing you what a well-oiled offense looks like tonight. And again,
it's like
that's 91.
Showing that you're better.
This is just flat out.
Is different than actually. I don't know. Showing that you're better and actually showing that you're better is one thing.
Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Rubbing off and being influential, your greatness being influential, is another. it's like some people out here in life, they're just great, but they can't. Their greatness doesn't rub off on anybody else. You know, their greatness isn't contagious.
I mean, it's like trying to stop a
It's like
train when he's coming in for the slam.
some people are only good enough
For San Antonio, they've gone
to win,
7-16
but they're not good enough or great enough to impact a lot of people. You know, like that saying goes, two fish and 5 loaves of bread. They said that saying in church that Jesus fed a whole village or whole people with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. That means that he was influential. You know, we only just think about the materialistic things, like, oh, he only had 2 fish, so he did some magic. But he mentally fed people with his experience. You know, he mentally fed people by what he went through. It's like his example itself. His example itself rubbed off on other people, and he fed them. He kept them fed. He kept them mentally stimulated. He kept them spiritually stimulated. He kept them motivated to be better, to do more. You know what I mean? But a lot of people, I missed a lot of free throws too, so I could have had 100 as well.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Spurs. Jones comes in for Darren Collison. It's Allen with the drive. Kicks it out to Prince.
Oh, that's my turnover. That's my turnover. And that's the thing. My focus has, I looked at it and I started focusing on points, right? When I was just flowing. When things just flow, great things happen. You know? When I started thinking about scoring 100 points, that's when I started getting tight. You know? I'm starting to put pressure on myself instead of just living and doing what I do best. This is how I play the game. I play the game just naturally to get 94 points. But when you start thinking and trying to put yourself in a specific section as a scorer, you know, you start narrowing the things that you can do. Me reading and reacting and just playing the game and playing life how it's supposed to be played, that's natural.
Making a mockery of this defense.
Making a mockery of it because, you know, I'm just doing what I do.
Oh, it looks like somebody came out this half on a mission.
On a mission, man.
It's been fun to watch.
I didn't really think I was going to score this many points today.
The communication's great. The movement's been really good. This is solid team basketball.
There's the feed to Hayward. Looking to get back on track here. The leadership of the NBA Players Association, Greg, has said they support expansion.
But we're going to go after it.
2 cities, which seem to be the leading candidates.
I'm the real 33. That's all I'm doing. I'm just showing I'm the real 33, man.
Fortunate playing in both cities. And
outscoring, if I could outscore them, that'd be great.
Bottom line, more teams means more jobs. And that's a sentiment I think most.
We got 99, yo. We have 98. I have matched the Spurs. I'm about to match them. If I could outscore them in a whole game, that would be amazing.
Right side.
And that's the thing, man. It's like
top of the key.
We just playing.
Allen with the rebound.
The team, we winning.
And so Allen will bring it up.
No one's caring about their points. What they caring about? Feed the hot hand. Feed the hot hand. Anything to win, right? You set your teammates up for better opportunities, better chances. Because if you're a part of something, you win too. But, you know, the issue is people take all the credit. They don't know how to deflect the credit. They don't know how to, you know, influence people to be better themselves.
Clinic was put on display here today.
And another one falls. Amazing.
Can you believe it? He's done the unthinkable and tied the record for most points.
Got most points in a game, baby. Got the most points in a game.
Individual efforts
we tied it.
Not just in basketball, but I dare say in any sport.
And we outscoring the Spurs, man. And we outscoring the Spurs. On Hall of Fame.
100 was at the top of those lists. But the unbelievable has happened.
Trying to do the unbelievable, man. Folks like, you're not shooting no threes. Yeah, they should be more impressive that I did it just shooting twos. And you feel me? It should make it more I want the record. I want the record.
Really no idea.
I want the
why he's
record.
fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
I tied the record, but I want it. But sometimes you don't need it.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
Just foul him.
And he commits.
Foul. I want the record. And I got 5 fouls. Five fouls.
And he makes
And this is for me to outscore him as well. This is for everything.
Left in the fourth
This is
quarter.
for everything.
Anderson, a screen on Jones. Good.
There we go. Got the record, and I outscored him.
He set a new all-time record for scoring.
All-time record for scoring, baby.
Well, Greg,
We just set that all-time record for scoring. 102, man.
He continues to amaze.
And he has now passed Wilt Chamberlain's legendary mark of
I'm in the top 3 twice. Let's go, 85 and 102. And I outscoring the Spurs by myself. I'm outscoring the team by myself. It's like, it's crazy that nobody on their team stepped up. Their team didn't have enough pride to try to stop somebody. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, they focus was on them and doing what they were supposed to do. And they just conceded with defeat, which is good. Me, personally, I'm going to play to the end. I'm going to keep playing this game until the end. Like life. I'm not going to just accept my fate like that team just did. And a lot of us do that. We accept our fate at the end, and we just allow time to just tick away. I'm going to fight until I can't fight no more.
We'll see you later.
And a lot of people ain't like that. But here we go, baby. Jay Allen, 102, 5 and 8 on 85% shooting. A lot of layups, baby. B+ team grade rating. We on max. You already know. We got no objectives, no leadership goals, no nothing. No nothing. It's 1.6 multiplier. As y'all know, that's Hall of Fame, man. 102 on Hall of Fame. We outscored. Literally just outscored the Spurs by ourselves. Like, we didn't even need the team. We didn't even need the team. But without the team, we couldn't get those points. Without the team, they couldn't set me up. You feel me? You still need the team. But everybody just gonna focus on the points, you know. But you need the team to get those points. You need those teams to put you in a position to get those points. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's like, I understand how to use people properly. You got to use people properly in order to help you get to your goals in life. And it's like, you got to pour into them as much as they pour into you. You have to. Or when the scales do not felt like they're balanced, that's when issues start. You know? What's up, man? We at the press conference, man. Let's see what we got.
All right, let's do this. Who's first?
All right, we're going to go with Candace in the middle.
Candace, you got a question?
MP, I'm honestly at a loss. I mean, mind blown. What happened out there tonight?
Yeah, you know, I don't know, Candace.
I mean, seriously, what the heck? How did you even do that? Are you human?
Maybe not. I don't know how to proceed this, to be honest. Maybe not.
Honestly, maybe not.
Maybe not.
You know, what would they used to call Vince Carter? Half man, half amazing? I'm 1,000% amazing.
After tonight,
you got to be amazing in this world, baby.
You want.
Yeah, I think I need a new nickname after this. How about $100,000?
Sure.
100 grand.
That might be the first miss you've had tonight.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
All right, fair enough. You know, I'll keep working on it, but drop some ideas on my socials. Hashtag MP drops 100.
MP drops 100. Hey, man.
Okay, so in all seriousness,
how can you separate yourself in this world when everybody focuses on the same thing?
Individual athlete in sports history. I mean, I'm talking Jesse Owens at the Berlin Olympics, Muhammad Ali knocking out George Foreman, and you breaking Wilt's scoring record. I mean, what does that mean to you? Can you even comprehend it right now?
Wow. Thanks, Candace. Thank you.
Rip Mamba.
That is something, you know, when you put it in historical context like that, you know. But Wilt's record, that's something that I never ever thought would fall. You know, I know when I was a kid, I didn't, you know, really believe it happened. It was only after I saw Kobe score 81 that I even thought it was in the realm of possibility. You know, I'd like to dedicate this game to his memory.
Wow. Powerful. I'll let you enjoy this.
Bad.
Okay, that's it? All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey, man, that's crazy. Like, I would dedicate something to, like, you got to make stuff bigger than you. And that's all I can say is, like, you got to make stuff bigger than you. Because it was like, it's like a mentally, because if you make it just about you, that's a limitation. You limit yourself. And if you make it about your team, it's like, well, I made it about myself. You can't make it about yourself. Let's just say, like I said, I tried to outscore the Spurs. So it was bigger than me. It was about me outscoring them. So it was about them. You made it about them. So we got the last game of the season. We got the last game of the season here against the New Orleans Pelicans. Probably gonna get ready for my day, and we'll get back to this later. Appreciate those that stopped by. Appreciate those that looked at the vid. It's your main man, K3B, came through the beast. Let y'all know I'm still here. We still kicking. We 61-20, man. We're doing our thing in first place. Just scored over 100 points. Crazy, man. But appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Appreciate y'all for being here with me. For those that are not sub, go ahead and sub to your boy, man. We make content all the time. We got God of War still going right now. And for those that just pop in every once in a while just to see what we got going on, I appreciate the looks, man. I appreciate the looks. Any attention is good attention. I'll holler at y'all later, man.